No one would help me stop my crazy ex. After being in a controlling relationship for most of my life, I finally moved to a new city to start a new life. I thought I was free. I had a one-bedroom apartment with dusty hardwood floors and two thin walls, but it was mine. No one yelling, no one tracking my every move, just quiet, just peace. Mark had spent years breaking me down, not with punches, but with rules. Who I could talk to, what I could wear, how often I should smile. I escaped like a ghost, burned everything behind me, changed my number, used a fake name on the lease. I didn't tell anyone where I was going except my brother and best friend. For a while, I believed it had worked. I bought a cat, I started a remote job, I hung up a pair of blue curtains that fluttered just enough in the wind to make the apartment feel alive. Then one night, my phone buzzed with a voicemail from a blocked number. "Nice blue curtains," the voice said. "They really light up the place." My blood ran cold. I hadn't shared a single photo. No visitors, no social media, nothing. No one could know. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I went to the police station with every scrap of proof I had. Voicemails, texts, years of emotional abuse laid bare on paper. Detective Reynolds barely looked up from his desk. "You're not in any immediate danger," he said. "It could just be a coincidence." A coincidence. Like the slashed tires the next week, or the bouquet of rotting flowers on my doormat, or the messages from unknown numbers describing the clothes I wore inside my locked apartment. I reported every incident. I begged for help. Reynolds told me I was being dramatic. Maybe it was just stress. Maybe I needed a therapist. Then Beans disappeared. I tore through the neighborhood calling his name until my voice cracked. Around midnight, my phone buzzed again. A photo this time. Beans was locked in a metal cage, eyes wide, ears flat. The message said, "Missing something?" I screamed. I drove to the station again and demanded they bring Mark in. They did, but only for questioning. He smirked through the whole thing and claimed he had been out with friends. No one checked his phone or asked any real questions. The next day, Beans came home. There was a tiny lump under his collar. I pulled it off and stared at the black plastic shell in my palm, a tracking device. When I handed it over, Reynolds looked at me like I was crazy. He accused me of planting it myself for attention. That moment hit harder than anything Mark had ever done. I felt completely alone. I called Jordan, hoping my brother would believe me, but even he hesitated. "Are you sure it's not just the trauma making it feel worse?" he asked. That was the moment I knew I had to stop asking for help. I had to stop waiting for someone to save me. I called Zoe. She didn't ask questions. She brought over cameras, motion sensors, remote access software. We wired up the apartment in a night. Then we baited him. Jordan wore sunglasses and pretended to be a new boyfriend. We made sure it looked real. We knew Mark would react. 2 nights later, I watched him walk into my apartment like he owned it. He touched my things, whispered filthy fantasies while sniffing my clothes. He poured something into my milk. I watched it all from Zoe's laptop, heart pounding. When he was about to leave, I activated the speakers. I played his own voicemails on full blast. His voice echoed through the apartment, threatening me all over again. He spun around, yelling. He called me a liar. Then he started confessing, like something in his brain snapped. We sent the footage to the DA. We posted it online. The public response was immediate and furious. Mark was arrested. No bail, dozens of charges. Reynolds was suspended. An investigation was opened. 6 months later, I testified in court with my head held high. Mark never looked at me. He couldn't. Now I help other victims build cases that can't be ignored. I teach them how to stay safe, how to gather proof, how to fight back when no one listens. Last week, I deleted every last voicemail he ever sent me. I looked at my cat curled up by the window, and for once, I didn't feel scared.